Hi, my name is Kieran King.
I'm Maylee and I'm 19.
I'm Maddie and I'm 19.
Hi, I'm Raina and I'm 19.
I'm Hannah and I'm 19.
I'm Brianna, I'm 19.
What if I were to tell you that you and the people you hold closest may not be properly informed on one of your vital organs? Now, I'm not talking about your brain, your heart, or even your lungs, but I'm talking about your reproductive organs. Now, in classrooms and at home, it may be seen as a secretive or even shameful topic, but I want to express to you today that it is none of those things. And sexual health education can lead to a better society and help you make better decisions with your sexual health. I've been researching this for the past 6 years and have been going and talking with many professionals. With this, I want to tell you today about the problems that come with inadequate sexual health education, the solutions to educating people on sexual health, and the way that our world could look with and without sexual health education. Now, if you go to slide 2, you can see that the CDC High School YRBS study has found that in 2003, there was 37% of individuals who said their last sexual encounter did not include a condom. And then in 2019, 45.7% did not use a condom in their last encounter. Over 16 years, there was over an 8% increase in individuals who did not use a condom in their last sexual encounter. This is a major problem, as we're supposed to have an evolving education standard. If you follow more to the third slide, you can see that the Library of National Medicine gave us a table that shows how the US, in comparison to other modern countries like Denmark and Sweden, compare with amount of pregnancies per 1,000 people. The US is on the far right side of that table, showing that it's higher than many other countries we see as equals and allies. Now, I want to tell you what can happen if you don't follow sexual health education. You can lead to STDs and unintended pregnancies. Now, how do we prevent this? Planned Parenthood said that with comprehensive sexual health education, you can create a caring and empathetic adult. And there was also 2 qualitative peer-reviewed studies from Erin Hjelbekmo from Norway and Corcoran Jessica from England. And both of these studies showed that students themselves wanted these better sexual health education programs in their schools and felt that it was, for better words, underwhelming what they were taught. Now, what if a parent wants to prevent their child from learning this? It can be a major concern for some parents who don't want to be taught in schools, or maybe they're homeschooled. There are many resources online that can aid you in having this one-on-one conversation with your child about sexual health. No matter what though, sexual health education is something everyone should have because it will give you more bodily autonomy and will allow you to understand what's going on. Now, say there was no sex ed. The parents did not teach their child, there are no teachers allowed to teach it, and say it's banned on the internet for some reason. What can happen is many awful things. According to the CDC, among pregnant mothers, there's a 50% dropout rate. And then with those children who are born to those teenage parents, they are more likely to end up incarcerated, end up with children themselves, and underperforming in school. Now, I don't think anyone wishes upon their child this, but it just is the statistics and what ends up happening because of the low poverty that can occur from teen pregnancies. Along with these, there's also a danger that comes with sexually transmitted diseases. There can be cancer that is correlated with HPV. There can also be infertility that can come from other STDs. And this is all described to us by the mayoclinic.org. With sexual education, everyone should be able to make their own choices. And according to Goldfarb and Lieberman, they did a 30-year study on multiple other studies to find and review what they believed the benefits were of sexual health education. They saw that through doing this, there is much more inclusivity, whether it's sexual identity, sexual orientation. There is overall much more inclusivity and throughout the society. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about a now much older girl named Sarah, talking about an experience when she was younger. She wishes she had this open and inclusive society created by sexual health education. Now, she had an incident when she was younger, and she was confused by it. She felt alone. No one was there to talk to her about it, and she had no clue what was happening. She didn't realize till many years later that thing that she was so stricken about was actually sexual assault. Now, she would have understood this if she was properly educated on the subject, but unfortunately, she was not. So let's help Sarah. Let's be better than the past educators. Let's go out there and let's educate not only ourselves, but others. Let's advocate for better health care education in schools. We need to identify those problems that we see. We need to find those solutions, and we need to strive for that better society. I believe that we can all be educated to make better decisions. And I think you can too. All you need to do is do something as simple as use a simple layer of latex. And it can be as easy as that in preventing STDs and unwanted pregnancies. Thank you. Oh, and if you go to slide 3, do you have any questions?
You mentioned that there's online resources that can be used to educate yourself about sexual health. Do you have any examples of those?
So some online resources you can use is such as the CDC and Mayo Clinic, like I mentioned before. They're very accessible and have a lot of readings that allow you to better understand it. And I know this is not the most popular, but also YouTube. There are many educators throughout YouTube as well who have informational videos that are meant for kids, and the topics can be tailored to them. And you yourself can do your own research through the CDC to create your own learning programs as well.
Do you think that your middle school and high school sexual education did well, or do you think they could have improved?
I think that my school experience could have vastly been improved. There was no mention of any LGBTQ sexual health information, and there was very much a just underwhelming information. They mentioned it, but they didn't mention the importance of it. They didn't mention all of the dangers. They described it as just another fact. I wish that there was more importance put on it, and also more sincereness rather than just look at these slides or an outdated video. I definitely think a more modern program can vastly improve how sex ed is taught in schools, especially my own. Thank you.